Hello everyone. Let us talk about Metaverse. So what is Metaverse? As the tech enthusiasts and experts say that one can do anything that can be done in real life but without being in real life. But there are certain things and there are unlimited number of and unimaginable number of things that can be done in the metaverse which cannot be done in the real life. So the metaverse, the phrase, is made of two words that are meta and verse. So meta means beyond, and verse is taken from universe. So it's beyond universe. It is a virtual reality kind of thing. This is metaverse. It is an artificial world that we will be able to access in the coming years if the technology is successful. But one may argue then that internet is also an artificial world, but in internet everything is in 2D, like the like we access internet through mobile or through laptop computers, but all these things are 2D. So these things does not give any interactive and any immersive experience, but metaverse will be in 3D, which will make a virtual world that we will be able to access, and we will be able to perform anything like traveling, shopping, gaming, uh, xyz, anything can be done in metaverse without any restrictions. So how was the idea metaverse generated? So there was a book that named Snow Crash that was published in 1992. It it was a novel. It was a very depressive novel that was written by an author, and the author explained that in the coming future the world will become so hazardous to live that the population will prefer virtual reality, and the population will live virtually in the virtual world, and the real world will no longer uh, be desirable to live. So that was the first thought that was the first thought of metaverse. After that, recently we saw that about 2 months ago, Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook, announced that Facebook will work towards the metaverse very intensively, and they also changed their name from Facebook to Meta to show that they are working very intensively in this project. So how does metaverse work? Because uh, these things seems very unrealistic, but they are realistic, and companies today are working and looking for it. So number one thing that will be used is the VR, the virtual reality. Virtual reality involves basically a hardware which includes a VR set, a VR goggles kind of thing that we all might have seen. So those VR glasses are wore by a or wear by a person, and then we can experience anything in 3D. Like if we are watching a cricket match on TV, so that is one experience. But watching that match from the umpire's eye and looking 360 degree around is another experience. So that experience can be accessed through VR sets. And another thing that will be taken into account is augmented reality. So there is a reality. There are some limitations in reality, like one can run up to a certain speed and jump and all. So there are some limitations in reality, but in the virtual world there will be no limitations. So each and every action that one want to perform, each and every option object that one imagines will be available in the virtual world. So augmented reality, an upgraded level of reality, like some other stuff will be added to the reality in the virtual world, that is the metaverse. Another thing that will be very crucial for metaverse to be successful is 5G technology, because as the concept seems, it will require a lot of downloads and uploads continuously for one to access the metaverse. For that, a very high speed internet is required. So 5G technology will be very crucial for metaverse, because if there is no high speed internet, and by high speed it should be highly high speed, like the only thing, the 4G cannot, in 4G spectrums and on 4G speed metaverse cannot work. So 5G will be very crucial. Another thing is blockchain, because because in the world right now, blockchain is a thing that will be applicable in most of the things. Applications of blockchain will change the world. And in metaverse also, applications of blockchain, that is the nft part is very crucial for metaverse. Because in metaverse, let's say one have to buy something in metaverse, a building, one have to buy a building, then the payments would be done in cryptocurrency and through nfts, the non-fungible tokens. So this is also a very crucial thing. And do these technology exist right now? Yes, most of them exist. We all are aware of the VR sets that are available in the market. 5G technology is also being tested in many parts of the world, and in many parts it is also slowly being used. And also the artificial reality. So we have observed artificial reality in those GTA games where we have an avatar of us in, and we can buy buildings, buy clothes, anything we can do. But the metaverse will be a compilation of all these technologies to make the experience of user in the virtual world very highly beautiful. So this was about metaverse. So when we will be able to see metaverse? So according to Mark Zuckerberg, a metaverse will be there among the common folk in the coming 5 to 10 years. But many of the experts believe that that metaverse will take some time. They believe that in coming 3 to 4 decades only, metaverse will be achieved. But there is also a big question mark on on the success of metaverse, because there is no demand of metaverse. No one is demanding that there should be a thing like virtual reality, almost live in virtual reality. We haven't demanded it. And so this is a very cool kind of idea. That trying once is okay, trying 2 3 times, playing with metaverse 2 3 times is okay. But getting the lives involved in metaverse is not demanded by the public. It is enjoyable for 1 or 2 times, but for a longer time to live life in it is not the thing that the people desire right now. Also, it is a very complex procedure. It is a very complex procedure. Like wearing the headset is also very wearing the headset and accessing the technology is very complex. And the history says, and the history proves that the inventions, that the technologies which are simple enough for a common man to use are only successful. So but these are the things that technology can cure. Technology can make itself simple over the time. And also the hardware used is bulky these days, but uh, it can be made more simpler. It can be made more easy to use. As we are aware that 3 to 4 decades ago, 5 decades ago, computers were stored in a room, but today computers are in pockets. So as technology cover up some time, then it improves with time. So these things can be cured. But there is the major challenge, and the major shortcoming of metaverse is the people will become very distant from real life. Because submerging in merging in the virtual reality where one can do anything. Literally anything can be done. What can be imagined can be done in the virtual world. But so people will not more interested in this highly polluted real life environment. So that is why people will become very distant from real life, and that as a concept seems to be very depressive. Because real life is a thing for which the human species has been designed for. So distance so and also we are not keen to make a distance from real life. We, as majority of us, wants to breathe in the real world. So this is also a matter of concern, that the demand is not there, and virtual reality is being imposed by its cool ideas and fancy things. And also there are a lot of concerns, like the data concern. So the company which has been actively working on it, the biggest company out there, is Facebook. And Facebook, that is Meta, right? Meta now. And Meta has been accused for many data thefts that it did in the past. And in the world politics, in the protest, there are a lot of things that Meta does to influence people. So, the metaverse as a technology is said to be not in the safe hands. That is why because people will be so much involved. Right now, people are involved in social media. Meta is getting some data, uh, but comparing it with the metaverse, people will um, completely immerse their lives in metaverse. So that is huge, and huge amount of data will be there for Meta. And uh, and Meta can use it anyway, and it has not been in the past, it has not been came out to be a very trustful data holder. So that is a matter of concern. And also a matter of concern is centralization, because metaverse will be a technology that will be controlled by Meta, the company. And so overall speaking, Mark Zuckerberg will become the most powerful person of the world if majority of the population gets themselves involved in metaverse. So that discards the idea of decentralization, and this is not good also, because one person holding so much amount of power is not good. One company holding so much amount of power is also not good. So there should be some decentralization of power also. So the way ahead is, as the experts believe, that metaverse will come, and will come. It is inevitable, but the things are that it should be kept in balance. The real life should be given priority. The real climatic conditions, the real issues must given priority uh, more than metaverse. And also the centralization of power should not be there. For that for that uh, the for that, the people must be active investors and stakeholders of this metaverse technology. And also the data should be kept secured with the governments, with the trustful policymakers and world forums. That's how a metaverse can be tackled tactfully, and it will give the desired benefits that are of immersive experience. And for educational purposes, like we all learn physics. For example, we all learn physics by learning mechanics related problems. We will be able to experience uh, the real life situations through this metaverse technology. So in educational purposes, in many other infinite number of other purposes, metaverse will be helpful, but it should be tackled very tactfully. Thank you very much.